To the program. Elizabeth, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Well, first of all, let's talk about your new book. It's called Welcome to the Carnival. Tell me a little bit about what the story is about.
Yes, sir. So Welcome to the Carnival is a little bit different from the other books that I've written, and that is because it is a middle grade fiction. So it's a horror collection suitable for ages 8 and up, but it actually has a little bit of something for everybody. So I think that kids and adults alike will love it. It's carnival themed, as you might be able to guess, and it's a little bit different from my other collections because it sort of has each story kind of ties into the next. So it has a running theme, if you will. So you'll see a few of the same characters pop up in between, and it's really fun.
Sure. So without giving away too much, what is the story about?
I have 5 different stories in the collection, and it just a bunch of kids hopping around a carnival, so kind of the trouble they can get into. One story is about a girl who finds herself on a magic carousel that takes her to a whole other realm, and I don't want to give away too much about the stories themselves, but there's sort of a gypsy woman who makes an appearance throughout the entire book, and anytime she appears, you know something's about to happen, something crazy.
All right. Well, it's called Welcome to the Carnival, and by the way, Elizabeth, you're going to be taking part in a book signing, which we're going to mention here in a bit, but I do want to make sure our listeners are aware that you're actually from the local area, right?
I am. I grew up in Los Alamos.
So what got you into writing books? You know, was there maybe a story or something that happened to you to make you want to write books?
Well, you know, it started really young. My grandma, Howerton, taught me how to read when I was 4, and she encouraged me to create, so I started drawing picture books when I was a little kid. And then, you know, I kind of really got into it in college. I was really into reading short stories. I loved Stephen King, of course, and Dean Koontz. His novels are amazing. But I like the short form. So I took a creative writing class at Hancock, and Mr. Jim Reed, he was amazing. He encouraged me to really explore my creative side, and he was really great as far as mentoring me with my short fiction. So I credit him a lot for my interest in writing short stories.
All right, we're speaking to Elizabeth Fields. She's the author of several books, the new one called Welcome to the Carnival, but it looks like one of your books is actually going to be turned into a movie, if you could tell us about that.
Yeah, actually 2 of them. What I did is I wrote a script. It's an anthology, and it includes stories from both books, Don't Let Them In and Still the Shadows. So we are hopefully going to be filming here in the next few months. It's of course, horror. And we've teamed up with these really cool guys, Sean and Michael over at Bear Claw Films. They're executive producing, and they bring a ton of energy to the table. They're really cool. They have great ideas. Our director is Kevin Tenney, who directed Night of the Demons and Witchboard. So it's just amazing because I grew up just loving his films. He's one of my favorites of all time, so I can't even imagine my dumb luck that he's on this film. And Harry Manfredini, who did he composed the scores for the Friday the 13th film franchise, is doing our music. So it's going to be really cool. It's a little bit of something for everybody. And if you kind of want to get an idea of what the movie's going to be like, of course, read the books, Don't Let Them In and Still the Shadows. There's going to be 5 stories from those collections.
All right, check it out. But in the meantime, there's going to be a book signing today with Elizabeth Fields, and this is going to be over at the Bookworm here in Santa Maria.
Yes, 230 East Butteravia. I love the Bookworm. They hosted my very first book signing when I released Best Friends Forever. So anytime I come to town, I'm happy that they allow me to crash their party, if you will. They let me take up some space. So I will be there from 3 to 6. And I'm premiering Welcome to the Carnival because it just released yesterday.
All right, fantastic. So if you want to meet Elizabeth and maybe pick up a copy of the book Welcome to the Carnival, you can do that today, 3 until 6 at the Bookworm, and that's going to be at 230 East Butteravia Road, and that's Unit K. And Elizabeth, before we wrap up, anything else going on for you right now?
Well, I just want to mention that if you can't make it to the Bookworm, we are going to be at Charlie's Restaurant tonight, just hanging out in Los Alamos from 7 to 8. He's letting us take over a space in the back, so we'll be out there. And if you're interested in checking out more information about the film, please visit don'tlettheminmovie.com. And, of course, everything's on my website, elizabethfields.net.
Well, Elizabeth, I'm going to try to make it out and come by and visit you today at the book signing there. So,
I'd love to see you.
All right. Well, it's always good to chat with you. That's Elizabeth Fields, the author of many books, including the new one, Welcome to the Carnival. Elizabeth, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
Coming across 8:30, ABC News is next.
This is the Information Station.